Okay, so circles tayo. Lahat ba ng circles or yung sa kit, daanan natin na mabilis yung first part, then puro na lang tayo solving. Okay?
Sige po.
Kapag may circle tayo, pangit, pero okay na yan. Kapag may circle tayo, may center, may radius, okay? And then meron tayong diameter. So yung diameter mo actually is a special type of chord. Okay, ang chord is any segment na yung endpoints niya is point ng circle. So this one and this one, point A and B. Let's say chord AB. So any segment na ang endpoint niya ay nasa circle. So yung diameter is actually a chord na nagpa-pass through sa center. So what else? Second, line na nag-intersect sa two distinct points sa ating circle. And then ang tangent naman would be a line na nag-intersect at exactly one point lang sa circle. And then itong tangent line natin is?
Ma'am, sorry po. Bigla pong nag-stop. Yung sa second po.
Itong second, wala nang, ano lang siya, line na nagpa-pass through sa 2 points ng circle. Okay? Yung tangent
Okay,
naman would be a line na nagpa-pass through exactly at 1 point lang. And yung tangent natin is always perpendicular sa radius or sa diameter. Na ang endpoint is yung point of tangency. Okay? So, perpendicular dyan sa point of tangency. Okay. So, how do we say if yung two circles natin are coplanars? Kapag, well, hindi naman. Pero, yung coplanar circles natin could either be nag-intersect at 1 point, at no point, or at 2 points. So, pwedeng ganito. Or pwedeng ganyan. Oops. Pwede rin no point. So, ayan. Or, pag pareho sila ng center. So, concentric circles to. Concentric circles are also coplanar circles. Always yun. But not all coplanar circles are concentric. As makikita mo kasi marami kang options. Pero concentric circles are always coplanar. So, bakit kailangan to? Kasi pagdating sa circles and tangents, meron tayong mga common tangent. Pag tinawag natin common tangent, ito yung mga, well, from the combination ng words niya, lines or segment na tangent sa two or more coplanar circles. Okay? So, for example, kapag meron tayong dalawang coplanar circle na hindi nag-intersect, okay, meron tayo ditong 4 na common tangents. Okay? This one, that's one. Pangit. Hirap pala mag- Imagine mo na lang na straight, that's 2. And then, meron din tayo dito. Okay? Yan yung ating mga common tangents. Meron tayong dalawang common external tangent. And meron tayong common internal tangent. Paano naman kapag nag-intersect at 2 points? Sige, 1 point muna. Kapag nag-intersect sila at 1 point, meron tayong iisang common tangent. That would be ito. Okay, and yung point of tangency nila is yung point din kung saan yung dalawang circles na to are intersecting. So, isa lang yung common tangent natin dyan. How about if nag-intersect? Kapag nag-intersect naman yung circles natin, meron tayong dalawa. Okay? Yan yung ating mga common tangents. Dito pala, pwede rin na yung itsura niya, overlapping sila, okay? But intersecting here, so yung tangent natin would be dito. Okay? Daanan lang natin ito ng mga mabilis. Sorry, wait lang yung aso ko. Salsa! Kinakain niya yung basura. Okay. So, ano mga kailangan tandaan pagdating sa circles and tangents? Well, minention ko na rin ito kanina that if you have a circle and meron kang tangent line, ang radius mo or ang diameter mo is perpendicular to that tangent line at the point of tangency. Okay, saan yung mga application nito? Ano mga example ng problems natin dito? Like, for example, notation for circle. Pwede ka makakita ng ganito. Ibig sabihin yan circle C, where yung ito would be the center. Okay. Since given tayo that AB is tangent to circle C, ibig sabihin yung AB, tangent siya at point A. So we know na this one should be perpendicular. Okay? Kahit hindi mo ka sa figure, since alam naman natin that AB is tangent to circle C, then alam natin na ito ay perpendicular sa radius. So here we actually have a right triangle. So hinahanap yung length ng AB, using Pythagorean theorem, masasolve natin. Tama ba? Okay? Take note, ito yung pangit yung figure, pero ito yung hypotenuse mo. Ito yung 4. Okay? So you have AB squared plus 3 squared is equal to 4 squared. So that's AB squared. Lipat na natin sa kabila. 4 squared, that's 16 minus 3 squared. So 9, that's equal to square root of 5. Tama ba? Ay, sorry. That's 5. So, AB is equal to square root of 5. Hindi na natin i-consider yung negative.
Ma'am, hindi po ba 7?
Ay, ano ba yan? 16 minus 9. Oo, 7. Okay. So, yung AB natin is 7. So, yun naman yung mga types of problems dito. Or pwede rin naman, palitan ko lang yung, yung question. Okay, AB is tangent to circle C pa rin. And then, pwedeng ito yung ito yung mga given. We have here radius R. And then, let's say given tayo dito na 14 and Okay, for example, like that. Tapos yung tinatanong sa atin is, what is the radius of circle C? How do we solve for this? Pythagorean theorem lang din ulit, okay? We have 34 plus r squared, that's equal to 14 squared plus r squared, okay? Kasi ito magiging 34, sorry. We have here, laki pala ng values ko, but 34 squared plus 68r plus r squared is equal to 14 squared plus r squared. So kung mapapansin mo, itong r squared, magka-cancel siya. Ilipat ko ito sa kabila, magiging minus r squared. So mawawala yung r squared. Magka-cancel lang siya sa each other. So we have 68r is equal to 14 squared. Parang may mali. Mali yung signs ko. Laki naman din. Sorry. Ay, hindi, tama. Negative siya. Wait lang. Okay. Maling given ko. Dapat ito yung palitan natin given. Maling given ko. Okay, let's say this one. We have here, ito yung r plus 7 squared is equal to r squared plus 17 squared. R plus 7 squared, that's r squared plus 14r plus 7 squared, 49. It's equal to r squared plus 17 squared. Magka-cancel lang itong dalawa. If you, pag dilipat mo yung r squared sa kabila, maging 0, r squared minus r squared. So may iwan ka with this, plus 49 plus equal to 17 squared. So 14r is equal to 17 squared minus 49. Okay? Divide na natin sila both by 14. Ito yung value ng r. Okay, ito na yung solve. Pero, makukuha natin yung r. So, yun yung mga related na problems. Pwede rin naman, kanina, paano naman kapag dalawang circles? Okay. Given tayo nito, CE is tangent to both circles A and B. And, sige, tigtanong, if the radius of circle A is 6 and the radius of circle B is 3, and given tayo that CD is 8. What is What is A, B? So, hinahanap natin yung distance between the two circles. So, kung sabi mo distance between two circles, center to center yun. Okay? So, given, ano yung mga given tayo? Radius of A ay 6 daw. Ito is 8. Ito, radius of B is 3. Okay, if you can recall, or if you've reviewed yung mga similar triangles, kapag may ganito ka, this is actually a similar triangle. Kasi, ito, 90 pareho. Itong dalawa, vertical angles equal. Okay, so similar triangles sila. So since meron kang similar triangles, can we solve for this one? Ito, masasolve natin using Pythagorean. Itong part, alright? Yung AD. AD, yan yung hypotenuse niya dito. AD squared is equal to 6 squared plus 8 squared. Ano yan? 36 plus 64, that's 100. So, ang AD natin is 10. Tama? And then, ano naman yung ditong side? Since similar triangles sila, ibig sabihin yung ratio ng corresponding sides are equal. Kasi yung corresponding sides should be proportional. So, ano yung corresponding sides dito? AC and EB. So, we have 3 over 6 should be equal to DB over, ano yung corresponding side nito? That would be itong AD, which yung length niya is 10. So, DB over 10. Solving for DB, we will get 5. Tama? Kasi 3, 6, that's 1/2. So, 5 over 10. So, since DB is equal to 5 and AD is equal to 10, final answer natin, AB is equal to AD plus DB or 15. Okay, questions here?
Wala naman po.
Okay naman?
Opo.
Okay. How about you try to analyze this one para ma-exercise ka din. Okay. Let's say we have 2 circles. Okay. Okay. Now I want you to find the distance between the centers of the 2 circles. So, okay. Can you see that AB is tangent to the 2 circles? Paano ka magsagot? Tangent ba siya sa both circles?
Opo.
Hmm?
Yes po. Yes.
Yes, kasi perpendicular. Okay, now, look for this one. Distance between the centers.
Hindi ko po makuha. Nalilito pa rin po ako.
Hindi, okay lang. Gusto ko lang na na-exercise. Natatry mo on your own first. Okay, so, perpendicular siya, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, if I create a rectangle here, Kung 24 ito, then this should also be 24.
25.
Okay? So, if this is 8, itong length na to is what? Also,
8 din.
8. So, ibig sabihin, itong natira dito would be
7.
8 or 7. And may makikita ka dyan. Meron kang triangle, right? Ito yung hinahanap natin na x. This is 24 and this is 7. Okay? So, perpendicular din to. Tama? Kasi kung perpendicular to, straight line lang yan, perpendicular din yan. So, to solve for x squared is equal to 7 squared plus 24 squared. Okay? Ano yung sagot? Tinamad mo arithmetic. Wait lang. 24 times 24. 576. Ito, 49. Okay. Plus 49. 625. May square root ba to? 15? Anong 15 times 15? Ay, ang layo. 25.
25.
25 nga. X is equal to 25. Okay? So, yun lang. Sige. Discuss tayo ng next. So, medyo creativity lang kailangan pagdating dito. And take advantage ng mga right angles na parts. So, yeah. Kasi usually pag mga ganitong itsura, maghahanap ka ng way to create a triangle na ma-apply mo yung Pythagorean theorem to get the distances. Okay. Now, pagdating sa tangents pa rin. Okay. May theorem tayo na if you have a circle, tapos meron kang two segments na tangent and meron silang common endpoint. Okay? Congruent pa sila dalawa. Okay? So kahit saan pa yan, let's say these 2 points, kahit sobrang lapit, meron kang maliit na itong dalawang to are congruent. So let's say this one and this one. These two are congruent. Okay? So anong applications niyan? Well, may ganyang problems mismo. So aside from that, ito should be perpendicular. Kasi nga, tangent yan. Okay? So, basta may tangent ka, two tangent lines, tapos mag-intersect sila somewhere, yung segment from the intersection to the point of tangency are congruent. Okay? So, wala naman masyadong tricky dito na type of problems. Medyo explicit naman. Like, for example, if you have 3x minus 6, tapos ito 30, then papasolve yung x, yung mga ganong problem lang. So, here, what you're gonna do, equate lang. Okay? Ay, sorry. Wala yung details. So, 3x minus 6, that's equal to 30. 3x is equal to 24. X is equal to 8. Mga ganyang problems lang naman. Siguro yung pinaka-trick na dito is when you have, actually hindi naman talaga, pero when you have two circles, for example. Yung mga ganyang problems. Okay? So, kapag makakita kang may point of intersection siya, tapos perpendicular, automatic tangent na yun. Okay? For example, here you have okay, so given ganito, and let's say, pinapahanap yung Pwedeng ipahanap yung ito, yung length. Pwedeng ito. Pwede rin yung distance between the two circles. Pwede mo rin yan masolve. Okay? Ay, actually, hindi pala kasi wala kang radius. Let's say may radius tayo na ito is 1. Ito naman ay 2. Pwede mo masolve yung sa gitna. Pero let's say, hanapin lang natin yung AC. Okay? What is AC equal to? AB plus ito, BC. Correct? So from here, actually pwede rin, yung AC congruent din siya sa AE. So since nandito yung given na 13, pwede natin isolve itong nasa baba. Okay? How do you solve for the value here? We know, since perpendicular din siya dito, we know na congruent itong AD and AB. So, ang length ng AD is equal to length of AB. AD, that's 2x plus 16 is equal to 4x plus 10. Now, solving for...
Excuse me po. Always equal po ba yung length ng AB tsaka ng AD kapag ganyan po?
Oo, basta theorem siya. So, basta meron kang point of tangency. Okay? So, kunwari, hindi niya sinabi na, let's see, may ganito ka. A, B, C. May two ways para masabi mo tangent yung AB sa circle E, let's say. One is explicitly niyang sasabihin. Sabihin niya that AB, segment AB and AC is tangent to circle E. Pwede niya sabihin ganon. Okay? Pwede rin naman, hindi niya sasabihin to, pero nasa figure na ito ay perpendicular. Okay? So, from there, pag may 90 degrees dyan, masasabi mo, tangent siya. Kasi isa lang naman yung point of intersection, plus 90 degrees. So, automatically tangent siya kasi yun yung definition ng tangent line natin. Okay? So, since equal sila, masasolve natin si x. Ang value ng x natin should be 3. Tama? 2x. Okay? Hindi ko na inaano yung algebra masyado, ha? So, value ng x natin is 3. Substitute lang natin si 3. So, we have 2 times 3 plus 16. That's equal to, hindi siya drawn to scale. Anyway, that's 22. Tama? Okay? So, AD is 22. DE, given tayo ng 13. So, ang sagot natin dito is 22 plus 13 or 35. Okay? So, yung AD, AC natin is equal to 35. Kasi equal lang din siya sa AE. Kasi kung makikita mo, tangent itong AE sa circle na to. Okay? So, equal lang itong nasa taas at nasa baba na tangent line. Ano pa bang mga trick question? Okay. Okay, so, papangalan lang ako ng points. Okay. Can you name yung mga segments na congruent? Point A, B, E, C, D, G, and H. Question lang mo, yung kailangan mo especially yung mga sa arc, no? Arc length.
Opo.
Okay. Sige. Last na to, then arc na. Yung next part. Identified na ba? We have HA, congruent siya sa HB, sa HC, and sa HD. Samantala yung FE naman is congruent sa FG. We have HA, dito naman we have okay. Wait lang ah. Okay. So, arc. Wala na akong ink. Okay, so ang arc natin, it's a sector or a part of a circle. For example, if we have this circle and let's consider itong arc. Okay, so take note, measure of arc AB, ang symbol natin dyan would be, or yung iba, ganito nila sinusulat. Okay, measure, so may M, measure of arc AB. So take note ha, huwag mong i-confuse yung measure sa length. Okay, yung measure of an arc tells us about its shape. Pero yung length niya, yun yung size niya, kumbaga. Okay? Excuse me. So ito, measure lang to. Measure of an arc. Ang unit niya is degrees or radians. Pero commonly, ito lang naman yung ginagamit. Okay? So we call this arc AB. And kapag ang ating yung measure ng ating arc is kung ano yung measure nitong angle. And yung tawag natin dito is the, let's say, central angle. Okay, and the measure of arc AB is equal to the measure of its central angle. Okay? So, ang tawag natin dito sa arc na less than 180 degrees, okay? That would be yung ating minor arc. And ito naman, ang ating major arc. Okay? So kung mapapansin mo, nag-share sila ng common point. So kapag major arc, we actually use 3 points to define it. Okay? For example, we have here letter D. We call this major arc A, D, B. So major arc A, D, B. Okay? Kasi kung mapapansin mo, pareho sila ng endpoint eh. So, para hindi tayo ma-confuse kung mini-min niya is this small one or itong malaki, we use at least 3 letters kapag major arc. Kapag kunwari, 2 letters lang yung binigay, assumption natin it's a minor arc. Okay, what else? So yung semicircle is actually an arc na ang measure niya is, anong measure ng ating semicircle? Di ba yung semicircle natin is kalahati? So, ibig sabihin, 180 degrees. Tama? Kasi itong angle na to would be 180 degrees. Okay? So, semicircle is an arc na ang measure niya is 180 degrees. Okay. Bago tayo pumunta sa mga secant, tangent, and chord, tapos yung angles and arcs doon, i-discuss muna natin kung ano ang congruent circles. So we say that two circles are congruent if and only if yung kanilang radius are congruent. Okay? Wala akong pagsulat. Okay, that's the only way that we can say na ang ating circles are congruent. Congruent circles equal radius. So take note na lahat ng circle are similar circles. Okay, so how do we know if yung ating arc are congruent? So take note na let's say we have this one. Okay. Can we say na ang ating arc AB is congruent to our arc DE?
Yes po, kasi para sila ng angle.
Okay. Remember, yung parehong angle will give us the measure of AB. Okay? Pero hindi niya binibigay yung length ng AB. So in this case, hindi natin alam kung ano ang radius. Okay? So let's say we have X and Y. And X is not equal to Y. Okay? So hindi congruent yung radius niya. Yung measure nila is congruent. Correct? Measure, ito na lang. Kasi maubos na yung measure of AB, okay, is equal to 40 degrees. Measure of DE is equal to 40 degrees. But again, measure tells us of the shape. Kumbaga parang sa triangles, siya yung internal angles. Okay? Pwede na equal yung internal angles, pero yung length ay hindi equal. So, ganun din pagdating sa arc natin. Yung measure ng arcs natin dito are equal, but it doesn't mean na congruent yung arcs. Okay? So, kapag, sige, when X is not equal to Y, okay, so kung yung radius nila are not equal, arc AB is similar to arc DE. Pareho sila ng measure ng arc. So, pareho sila ng shape. Kaya, similar. Correct? But, if X is equal to Y, ibig sabihin, pareho sila ng radius. So, nasa congruent circles sila. Kumbaga, ang AB natin is congruent to arc DE natin. Nakuha mo? So, dito, maliban sa measure, pareho silang measure or equal, okay? Measure equal, okay? Dito naman, measure and length. So, mamaya natin discuss how to solve for the length. Pero gusto ko lang ito i-emphasize, okay?
Ibig sabihin po, kapag similar, measure lang po, which is yung angle niya lang
Given by the
po.
angle, yes. So,
Tapos kapag congruent, angle tsaka yung length.
So, ibig sabihin, let's say, given tayo with two circles. Paano naman if given tayo with this? Okay. Dito, meron tayong, ano mapapansin mo sa radius nilang dalawa?
Same sila, equal.
Equal, okay? So, since equal yung radius nila, anong masasabi mo sa AB? Sa arc AB and arc CD. Are they similar or congruent?
Congruent.
Congruent. Okay, but take note ha, lahat ng congruent na arc are also similar. Pero, sana nagigets mo lang na ito, similar lang siya. Okay? So, how about if we have this one? Isang circle lang. Okay. Ano masasabi mo kay AB, kay AD and kay arc BC?
They are congruent po kasi same lang sila na, isang circle lang sila, ibig sabihin, same radius.
Good. So, yeah, yun lang. Okay, nakuha mo naman.
Ma'am, kapag po yung length po ng AB yung hinahanap, ibig sabihin po gagawin siyang triangle?
Hindi, iba pa yon. Mamaya, merong formula for it. Parang kumukuha ka, sige, briefly na lang. Di ba ito yung arc mo? Yung length ng arc mo would be a part ng circumference. So, mamaya parang mag-ratio and proportion ng circumference then ng arc to the measure niya. And then, sa total na 360 degrees. So, may formula naman actually. Pero mamaya na, nahin muna natin yung mga relationship ng angles. Okay. Okay, so balik tayo sa chord. Hindi na sumusulat. Nakikita pa ba? Weird ba kapag ibang kulay? Okay lang.
Hindi, okay lang po.
Mag-green na lang tayo kasi hindi na sumusulat. Okay. So yung chord natin would be this one. Okay? Line segment whose endpoints are on a circle. So, ano ba mga kailangan lang dito? Okay. Okay. If we are given na congruent yung chord, let's say A, B, C, D, it follows that chord A, B, and chord C, D are also congruent. Okay? Kapag given tayo that A, B is congruent to C, D, ito medyo, ano naman na, no? Na-imagine naman. Segment AB is congruent to CD. Ano pa mga kailangan? Yeah, wala naman. Okay. Ano masasabi mo sa angle nila? Ano masasabi mo sa angle AOB and angle COB? Given that this arc is congruent to this one, what can you say about AOB and COB? Asan si AOB? AOB, ito yan. COB, ito yan. Ano masasabi mo sa kanilang dalawa?
Congruent din po.
Congruent din sila. Okay? So, mga theorems kasi ito eh. So, medyo kailangan. Okay. If you have a chord, and this diameter, if perpendicular yung diameter sa chord na yon, binabisect niya rin yan. Okay? So, ang perpendicular bisector ng ating chord is always the diameter. Okay? Or, in other words, kapag one chord of a circle is the perpendicular bisector of another chord, then ibig sabihin, this one is a diameter. Or pwede rin radius kasi this one. Okay? Pwedeng radius or yung buong diameter. So, maliban dyan, binabisect niya rin yung corresponding arc. Okay? Ng ating diameter. What else? Kapag meron kang congruent na chord, let's say AB and CD, AB is congruent or length AB is equal to CD. Ang distance nila from the center ay always equal. Okay, take note, hindi to necessarily perpendicular bisector ha. Ang sinasabi ko lang dito is ang distance niya, so perpendicular distance from the center, ay congruent. Okay? So, for example, if given ka with this figure, and then what is the value of x? So, since dito, makita natin yung perpendicular distance niya from this point to from this chord to the center is congruent, is equal sa distance ng chord na to the center, then we can just simply equate this two. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, congruency, CD and AB. Daanan lang natin yung mga ganito. Kasi hindi naman siya ganun kahirap. What else? Okay. Radius AE is perpendicular to BD. So, ano sinasabi nun? Binabisect niya rin ito kasi perpendicular bisector siya. Kumbaga, ng chord BD. So, if you're given with this, solve for BD. Solve for arc BD. Measure ng BD, hanapin natin. And value of x also. Okay? So here, kung mapapansin mo, 90 degrees to, di ba? 9 and 9. So, ibig sabihin, itong triangle na to dito, itong ABC, triangle ABC is an isosceles right triangle. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ano yung angles natin dito? We have here 45 and 45. Sorry. We have here 45 and 45 degrees. Okay? So, itong AB and itong AD, pareho sila radius. So, kung 9 ito, 9 din ito. 9 and 9, actually, itong buong ABD is also an isosceles right triangle. Kasi kung 45 ito, 45 din yung nandito sa kabila. Kasi 9 and 9. Okay? So, yung vertex angle natin dito is actually a right triangle. So, from there, makukuha na natin yung measure ng BD. Ang measure ng BD is 90 degrees. Now, ano yung X dito? Perpendicular sector. So, ang value ng X natin ay
9.
9 na. Okay? So, actually, independent silang dalawa. You don't need to solve X to solve BD. Pero pwedeng dalawa yung tanong. Kumbaga. Medyo okay. Okay. Find the given AB is equal to CD is equal to 24. Find the radius of the circle. Sige. Okay lang kung mahirapan. Gusto ko lang na i-analyze mo siya or try mong pag-isipan bago ko i-provide yung answer pa at least na exercise. Find the radius of the circle below.
Kapag po in-equate ko si x plus 7 tsaka 4x plus 1, kaso,
Okay, nasa tamang idea ka. Now, bakit mo sila i-equate? Dahil?
kasi perpendicular po sila, ibig sabihin same length lang sila.
Okay, not necessarily kapag perpendicular, okay? Kailangan doon, alam mo na either given siya na congruent or makukonclude mo na congruent siya. Kasi pwedeng perpendicular siya dito, pero hindi siya, yun lang talaga yung distance niya. Pero bakit natin makukonclude na congruent tong dalawang to? Kasi
same length si BH at si DC, ay CD.
yeah, yan. Okay, dahil dito. Good. So, equate lang, tama. Para pula yung given ko. Sandali lang. Sige. Ay, mali. Hindi pala. Tama na pala. Okay. Now, na-solve mo na si x. Correct?
Apo. 16 po. Nakuha ko po na x.
Now, paano mo makukuha yung radius ng circle? Okay.
Ang ginawa ko po, pinag-add ko, sinubstitute ko po si x, tapos yung nila, pinag-add ko.
Sige, ano nakuha mo dito? 4x.
25 po.
X plus
May
7.
May divide 3 pa pala. Hindi ko pa pala nakuha sa x.
X is equal to 2. Tama?
Apo.
So, ano yung value mo dito? 4x plus 1 is equal to 9. Okay? So, 9 yung length nito. Now, ang goal mo is radius. Ano sa tingin mo yung pwede mong gamitin? If mapapansin mo, this one is the diameter. Tama?
Apo.
Kasi nagpapass through siya sa center. If yung diameter is perpendicular sa chord, ano ibig sabihin nun? Binabisect niya. Okay? And you're given with CD. Ang CD mo is?
24.
24. So, anong length nito?
12.
12. Alam mong 9 ito. May makakuha ka bang radius dyan? Asan? This one. Okay? So, kumbaga, meron ka ganito, correct? Right angle, 9, 12, and ito yung radius, correct? Center, hanggang dyan, that's your radius. So, you can solve for the radius. Radius is equal to 9 squared plus 12 squared. This is 81 plus 144. 425, tama ba? So, R is equal to 15. Arithmetic na lang naman to. Tama ba? Mukha. 81. Okay. Nakuha? Okay, no questions dito?
Apo.
So, yeah. Gaya nga na sinabi ko, di ba? Usually talaga, pag mga ganitong problems, maghahanap ka lang ng ma-applyan mo ng Pythagorean theorem. Okay, now, alright. So, kanina, meron tayong central angle, okay? And ang sabi natin, ilalagay ko lang dito para meron tayong reference. Ang measure ng arc na to is yung measure ng angle na to. Now, ano naman yung tinatawag natin na inscribed angle?
Yung nasa gitna ng dalawang side.
Ang tawag natin dito, ito yung ating inscribed angle. And ito naman yung intercepted arc. So take note lang that an angle intercepts an arc, okay? And an arc subtends an angle. Kumbaga, angle intercepts an arc, and then yung arc mo subtends an angle. Mga terms lang naman yan. Okay. Ano yung important dito? The measure of this inscribed angle, okay, let's say let's say ito yung central angle natin. Ang measure ng inscribed angle ADB is equal to 1/2 of the measure of the intercepted arc. O kaya naman, 1/2 nitong central angle ACB. Okay? Nakuha? So, for example, if this is theta, ang measure nitong inscribed angle natin is half no, ito. Okay? So, pwedeng, for example, yung given mo is ito. Okay? So, take note na itong AEB, inscribed angle to. Inscribed angle AEB. And ang measure niya is still equal to half ng measure ng arc na ini-intercept niya. So, we say that angle AEB intercepts arc AB. So, ang measure ni AEB is 1/2 ng measure ni arc AB. And itong measure ni arc AB is equal sa itong central angle. Okay? So, hindi necessary na parang magkapatong silang ganyan. So, pwede nandyan, pwede ito. Okay? Let's say we have this one. Sige, bago na lang. Okay, so meron din tayong theorem na nagsasabi na inscribed angles ACB and ADB, yan yung mga inscribed angles natin that intercept the same arc. Anong arc na yon? AB, pareho silang nag-intercept to arc AB, congruent silang dalawa. Okay? So we have here ACB is congruent to ADB. Okay? So dito rin papasok actually in lessons on inscribed polygon. Sige, insert lang natin. Kapag meron tayong mga inscribed polygon, okay, when we have a triangle inscribed and one of the sides is the hypotenuse, always na, one of the sides is the diameter, always na yun ay hypotenuse, and ang mapo-form na triangle is a right triangle. What else? Kapag meron ka namang quadrilateral sa circle mo, kahit ano pa yan, kahit anong itsura pa ng quadrilateral, ibig sabihin ng quadrilateral, four-sided. So, wala tayong paki sa shape niya. Okay? If and, pwede mo siyang ma-inscribe sa circle if and only if yung opposite angles mo are supplementary. So, for example, if you have this A, B, C, and D, dapat this one and this one will give you 180 degrees. And ito naman, and ito, ang sum nila is also 180 degrees. Okay, now let's move sa angle relationships. Maganda tayo mag-example dito kasi gagamitin naman natin yung mamaya. Okay, so yun yung mga tatlong alalahanin natin. Okay, so let's say, angle relationships, meron tayong angle on a circle and meron din tayong outside and inside a circle. So magsimula tayo sa angle on a circle. So angles on a circle is formed by a chord and a tangent, okay? So for example, we have this tangent and itong chord. Ang pangalanan natin. Let's say this is angle 1 and ito naman angle 2. Okay? Ang measure, the angle 1 is always equal to half of measure nitong chord AB. Kung mapapansin mo, ang ating mga, sige, sulit ko muna dito, angles on a circle. Okay? So, formed siya by a tangent in a chord or ng dalawang chord. Ito yung inscribed natin kanina, di ba? And we say, let's say this is angle 1 and ito is AB. Anong measure ni angle 1? Measure of angle 1 is just equal to what? Half, no? Measure ni AB. Di ba? So, kung isipin mo, parang magkamukha sila, it's just that, this time, wala kang chord, pero meron kang tangent. So, ito yung parang in-intercept niya na arc. Correct? Diba? Para magkamukha sila. So, measure nito is half of AB. How about itong angle 2? Ano sa tingin mo yung measure ni angle 2? 1/2 of, measure of angle 2 is equal to 1/2 of BCA. Okay? Nitong mas malaking arc. Half niyan. Yung measure nito. Okay? Sige. Angle in a circle naman. Ito medyo obvious na mapo-form lang to ng dalawang intersecting chords. Okay? So, yung intersection nila is not necessarily the center, okay? So, kahit saan point yan, interior of the circle. So, if we have here A, B, C, D, yung measure ng angle formed by the two chords that intersect inside the circle would be yung average ng intercepted arcs. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ilang angles ang meron tayo dito? We have this one. Congruent lang sila. Okay, so let's consider it as 1. And then, ito. Okay? Angle 2. Ang sabi niya is ang measure ng angle formed, let's say measure of angle 1, is the average no intercepted arcs. Average. Ano yung intercepted arcs niya? That would be ito and ito, correct? Kasi pareho lang yun silang angle 1. So, measure ng angle 1, average nila. So, we add this to measure of arc AC plus measure of arc BD divided by 2 or 1/2. Okay? Or times 1/2. So, rin naman ang measure ni angle 2.
Arc AB.
AB plus CD times 1/2. Okay? How about angles outside a circle? Ito naman yung mga angles formed ng ating outside a circle. So either formed siya ng tangent and secant, or dalawang tangents, or dalawang secants. Okay? So, if we have itong circle, let's say this one, meron tayong tangent, and the secant, so nag-intersect siya. Ang measure nito, let's call it angle 1, is equal to the difference nilang dalawa, then half of it. Okay? So actually, paulit-ulit lang to for all three. Okay? So, pero i-identify natin. Measure of angle 1 is equal to 1/2 of the difference no intercepted arcs. Ano yung intercepted arcs niya? Measure of AB minus measure of BC. Okay? Ano naman yung itsura kapag dalawang tangent?
Ma'am, BC po? Or AC?
Sorry. Tama. Correct. Thank you. AC. Okay? So, dalawang intercepted arcs. Yan yung intercepted arcs natin.
Bali po kapag nasa labas yung angle, difference po sila. Pero kapag nasa loob, sum.
Sum. Okay, let's say we have this one. Ay, tama. 2 tangents. Kung meron naman tayo nito, A, B, C. Let's call this angle 2. Ang measure ni angle 2 is equal to 1/2. And then, difference lang nila ulit. Etong mas malaki, measure of, or pwede mo nang isipin, absolute value. So, kahit itong pagbaliktad mo, measure of ABC minus measure of AC. Yan. Yan yung dalawang intercepted arcs. Okay, and lastly, yung kapag meron naman tayong dalawang secant. Let's call this angle 3. Ang measure ng angle 3 would be 1/2 of measure of AB, arc AB, minus measure of arc CD. Okay? Don't forget yung 1/2 parate. Now, ano pa ba? Okay. Going back kanina sa dalawang tangents, we have, okay, dalawang tangent line, let's say A, point B dito, point C. Yung measure ng circumscribed angle, yung tinatawag natin na circumscribed angle, would be equal to 180 minus the measure of the central angle. So, For example, this one, ang measure ng angle 1 natin, tawagin natin yung central angle 2. Okay, so we have here central. Ito yung circumscribed. Measure of angle 1 is equal to 180 degrees minus measure of central angle 2. Or pwede mong isipin na supplementary itong circumscribed angle and itong central angle. Take note of the same intercepted arc. Okay? So, yan yung common. Kumbaga, itong dulo ng central angle, nag-intersect siya dito sa dulo ng dalawang tangent line. Okay? Sa AC. Kaya same intercepted arc. Supplementary sila. Okay. Next would be yung segment relationships. Okay. Kapag, pag meron kang dalawang chords na nag-intersect, this time segments na yung tinitingnan natin. Ang product ng AE times ED is equal sa product ng BE times EC. Paano yun? Kasi kung isipin mo, makaka-form ka dito ng two similar triangles, di ba? So, parang nag-ratio and proportion ka lang actually. AE over EC, that's equal to BE over ED. Kumbaga sila yung corresponding parts, itong dalawa, and itong dalawa. So, from here, nakuha natin yung AE times ED is equal to BE times EC. Okay? So, theorem to actually segment from chords theorem that if you have two chords that intersect in the interior, so sa loob ng circle, the product of the lengths produced, okay, AE and ED is equal to products no na-produce na segments from the other chord, which is BE and EC. Okay. Ano pa ba? Tangent. Okay. Segments pa rin, this time tangents and seconds. If meron kang circle, additional terms lang to. Yung tawag mo dito, if you have a tangent line, tawag sa segment na to would be tangent segment. Tawag mo dito would be, actually chord lang din to, pero since kunwari part siya ng buong line na to, let's call it the secant segment. Okay. And itong namang nasa labas would be yung external second segment or simply external segment. Okay? So, kapag meron naman tayong dalawang ganyan, okay, and they intersect outside the circle, then yung product ng lengths, wait lang, A, C, E, A, B, C, D, E. Ang product ng buong length na to, yung secant segment would be the whole thing, sorry. yung product ng secant segment mo, okay, times the external segment is equal to secant segment here times the external segment. So, ibig sabihin, we have AE, yan yung buo, times external segment CE, that's equal to BE, buong secant segment, times external segment DE. Okay? Kapag naman, kita pa ba dito sa baba?
Opo.
Dito na nga lang sa gilid. What if meron ka namang tangent ng secant? Dito naman, we have, parang pareho lang kung iisipin. Yung secant segment mo dito, let's say A, B, C, D. Okay. Secant segment CB times DB, okay, gets equal to square nitong AB. Kumbaga, AB times AB. Or AB squared. Okay? Ano nga yung isa kanina? Kapag meron kang corn. Dito meron tayong AE times ED okay, so yun yung mga tatandaan sa segment relationships pagdating sa circles. Nakakalimutan ba ako? Inside, point outside, okay. Wala, 5 o'clock na. Dami pa sana. Sige, okay lang. Actually, di-discuss ko din yung mga samples na to sa E-SKUL, 2 sessions from now. So, i-cut na muna natin dito. Nakapagtanong ka ba sa, kay
Hindi po. Kasi hindi po ako makapag-send ng PM sa kanya.
Try mo i-message doon sa, sa group. Pero yan lang, hindi na tayo nakapag-example dito. Pero kung mapapansin mo sa circles, madali lang concept-wise, di ba? Pero parang, i-memorize mo lang yung relationships. And yung trick talaga sa circles and lines would be maghanap ng Pythagorean theorem. Usually naman kapag exams, ang pinapahanap dyan would be, what is the radius? Mga ganun. Hindi naman yung super complicated or what. Actually, wala akong masyadong nakitang examples ng circles. I mean, sa exam. Pero ito, yung mga segment relationships nga, hindi masyadong nalabas. Pero maganda rin na aralin mo na lang din lahat. Okay?
Apo.
Thank you. Sorry, hindi tayo nakapag-age problems.
Okay lang po. Thank you din po.
Salamat.